Today we have a great guest, Merrill Chandler from GetFundable. Brian and I have been involved with their group for quite a few years, and I did something I do not want you to do. Don't ignore what Merrill has to say, because I did that for a little bit.
The cautionary tale.
Cautionary tale. Yeah, I didn't follow directions, which surprise, surprise. But now I am following directions, and I'm very proud that we're doing it. So I think it's great. And Merrill, you want to tell the group what you may have to offer for us?
Yeah. So the name of our organization is GetFundable. And what I mean by GetFundable is that there are so many myths and misrepresentations, even outright lies that we've been told in the personal credit space, the business credit space, credit repair space, business funding. There's so many misrepresentations going on out there. And what we do is we help our clients get fundable. What do I mean by get fundable? Well, as you know, Michelle, part of the reason why you and your hubby came on board was we learned, and it's a surprise to most of us, that your credit score is not what it's cracked up to be. Most of us have been told that our credit score is like the most important feature of our borrower capacity, right? Of us being able to get approved for personal and business, credit cards, lines of credit, business loans, stuff like that. And it's just not true. Your credit score, here's the big reveal, your credit score isn't even used until after you're approved. I'll say that again. Your credit score is meaningless. It's irrelevant until after you're approved. And what most of us don't know is that your approvals are based on lender underwriting software. Lender underwriting. Let's take a mortgage, for example. Most of us say, yeah, to get the best rate, I need a 740, right? But they're already approving your file, and then they're giving you the rate and the term and the loan amount based on your score. We've been taught to bring those together, to conjoin those, that they mean the same thing, and they don't. So what we do here is we help you get fundable and then raise your credit score so you get the best interest rates, the best terms, and then the best approvals. Instead of getting a $5,000 credit line, you get a $50,000 or more credit line. And so we're basically announcing Wednesday the 19th at 8:30 a.m. Mountain, which is 9:30 Central, right, and 10:30 Eastern. We're going to be doing a web class that goes through a bunch of these myths and the truth behind them, the insider secrets behind them. To give you a little bit of background about me, I in 1992, that was the 1900s, not the 2000s. In 1992, I was one of the original co-founders of Lexington Law Firm, which is today the largest, most successful credit repair law firm in the country. So I co-founded that, but I learned very quickly that you cannot credit repair your way to funding success. Just deleting a few items from your credit report isn't going to get you the mortgage or the auto loan or a $20,000 credit card or business credit line. You have to become fundable. And what we're going to be discussing in the web class is that there are a bunch of what are called borrower behaviors that are measured by FICO, by your lender software. They're measured and then recorded on your credit profile, what you call a credit report. But there are so many pieces, moving pieces, especially about your borrower behaviors. So your borrower behaviors make you fundable. Your credit score determines your interest rate, the term, and how much you qualify for. That's what we're going to be talking on next Wednesday, the 19th. And it's so exciting to finally come to know the truth of what's actually going on there. Because you know yourself, Michelle, that there are so many times people come in and they're like, I have an 820 credit score. Why did I get denied for a business credit line? And they don't understand that their score had nothing to do with the denial. They had the borrower behaviors and the borrower profile that would have gotten approved, then they would have gotten a great rate and a great term and a high approval amount. But until we got to get approved first. And that's what we're talking about.
Absolutely. There's so many things out there that people think that they know, that they've done and maybe had a little bit of success, but it really was, putting them in jail as a consumer rather than a professional borrower.
I'm glad you said that, because that is what our this web class is about, is how to get out of being a consumer, right? A consumer borrower, and turn into that strategic or professional borrower. Imagine getting business loans and lines of credit so that you can do more real estate deals. Imagine you have a $100,000 business line of credit, you're writing a check and you're doing a deal, right? That's power, that's speed, especially when there's so many offers being made on a single property. Cash speaks the loudest, right?
It does.
Cash speaks the loudest. Imagine being able to transfer money into your checking account from your credit line to take down a deal. That is the versatility. That's the power of being fundable. And that's, again, how do we stop being a consumer type borrower and become that strategic, that professional borrower, right?
So I have a question that just popped into my mind, and maybe you've had this, maybe you haven't. I know that when real estate investors approach conventional lending, we approach it with crossing our fingers and hoping we don't have to go through too many hoops. Can you explain how sometimes that this is the exact opposite effect when you become a professional borrower, that you don't necessarily end up in that triangle of horrible lots of paperwork?
Yes. So what if lenders actually hate full doc loans more than you do? Is that even fathomable, right? They hate it. They have to spend time. They lose money when they have to employ processors and loan officers in order to do a loan, right? We've had numerous examples among our clients where they literally pull a credit report. They look at the borrower profile. They put it into their Fannie Mae software, Freddie Mac software, and it's like, we're good to go. Well, what documentation do I need? I don't need anything further because you qualify for the loan. The metrics do the heavy lifting. The reason why they do full doc loans is because they don't trust what's on your profile. There's inconsistencies between different bureaus. There's different balances. There's different identity. There's all kinds of things that make you look confusing to the software. Now, it's not confusing to a human being. That's why they do manual underwriting, right? They do the full doc loans because, oh, okay, yep, I see your driver's license. That's you. Well, software doesn't have that luxury. They're looking for data points to all line up and make you look tight. So what is fascinating is that if we are fundable, we don't have to have all the pain and suffering of full doc loans. Many of our clients literally breeze through underwriting because their profiles and the metrics that are being measured by the lender software, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, conventional loan software, is just pop, 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 because the data matches their application, the databases and all those data points. When they download the credit profile, they're like, oh, perfect match between your application and all the data. We trust this. We trust you and who you say you are. Done.
Love it. So basically, we clean up our process, which is what we should be doing as real estate investors on the front end, and create our, good file. And then we get to have fun because everything becomes fun and easy.
It's so much easier, right? The web class is going to be just chock full of these strategies, these aha awareness points. Do you realize that you have been assigned business codes behind your back that tell lenders not to lend to you? Most of us don't even know that we have them, much less where they came from, much less how to fix them. We talk about all of that in the web class. A lender looks at you, looks at the Secretary of State and goes, Yeah, we don't lend to your industry type, which includes how many of your tribe have gone in as a real estate investor and they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, we don't lend to real estate investors. That's horrible. When you know the rules of the game, you can not only win the game, but you can master the game, right? And so that's what we want to do. That's
what we tell everybody. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait.
I love it.
Well, I think we're going to do this again maybe on Tuesday to get a refresher going before the class on Wednesday. So we'll see you then. Thanks, Merrill.
Thank you so much, Michelle.